Hello, Coach K here. We're going to get started in just a second. I apologize for the tardiness. This will not be a lengthy presentation tonight. Okay? Make sure that you have the handout handy. If you are a Rebirth member, you don't have to, because we'll be covering this in a couple of weeks after we finish our focus on intermittent fasting and some of the other modules that we're working through in our weight loss by faith. Okay. All right. And but for those of you who are joining and you want the handout, you need to go to bit.ly/listen to my gut. And there you'll receive the handout for tonight. You'll get another notification of the handout tomorrow. And then you'll receive a 6-day meal plan, okay? And again, for my Rebirth sisters, you are already going to receive all of this when we get ready to start talking about gut health in another week or so. We'll be doing that in preparation for January, okay? All right. And I'm going to walk you through digestion tonight. That's what we'll be talking about. And I'm just notifying a few people that I'm here. All right. And we're going to jump right in. I'm not going to wait for more people to join. I respect your time because you're already waiting. Okay. All right. Good. Hello, everybody. Hello. Okay. I see my Rebirth sisters on. I love y'all. Like, y'all go hard in the paint. So, yes, I encourage you to listen. This is information I know you guys already know. But I don't want, if we have any newer Rebirth members joining, I don't want you to be overwhelmed because that's not what we're working on right now in the program. And I don't want, you to feel like, oh, there's too much going on and all these things are spinning. So just be mindful of that as we have this discussion tonight. But I'm keeping it light, okay? There's so much you can talk about when it comes to the gut and when it comes to digestion. There's so much that we can talk about, and I want to make sure that I keep it really, really layman's terms. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm Coach K. I teach weight loss by faith. And along with that, I love sharing what I've learned. That's the best way I can explain it about the body and about health. I am not a medical professional, okay? But what I have done is found out the same information that you can find out if you do your own research online, all right? For me, this topic is very personal. I don't have IBS, and I'm sorry about this light, you guys. Let me see if I can, I've been trying to get away from it. Here we go. Okay, I don't have IBS or some of the other, it's more serious gut issues out there, but it's just stuff like bloating and feeling the tightness in your stomach. I knew I was carrying a lot of excess weight that was from bloating. I knew that I pretty much stayed constipated. This is not a topic that people really want to talk about, and I remember my father used to be like obsessed with his bowel movements, and some of the seniors are because they get it. And what Hippocrates said is true. Disease begins in the gut. If your gut is not healthy, nothing else is going to work right. It is literally Grand Central Station for your body. And so it is very, very important that your gut be in the best position possible to provide you with health. So what we're going to be talking about every night this week, are each of the 4 stages, okay, that your body must go through to keep you alive. Okay, so each night I'm going to cover a different stage, and I'm going to keep it real simple, and I'm going to give you the basics, and you can go and look everything up for your own If you want the handout that goes along with what I'm saying here, because you can fill it in, you don't have to print anything out. You can fill in what I'm saying. It just helps to deepen your understanding and knowledge. And also a 6-day meal plan. You can go to bit.ly/listen to my gut. Okay, bit.ly/listen to my gut, and get the free handout and the meal plan. So what was I going to say? So the reason why it's so important, you guys, for health education, to have health education, is because when you understand what your body has to go through every day, I promise you it will make you think twice about some of the things that you're doing and some of the choices that you make, okay? It does not mean that you will be perfect. That's not what I'm saying at all. It doesn't mean you'll be perfect, but you will most likely be more intentional with what you're doing. And that's my goal. My goal with this is just to raise your level of awareness, all right? And just to help you understand that your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. It's an amazing thing, but it needs your help in order to work best. It needs your help, all right? So I know that some of you don't have the handout, but that is okay, because this is all being recorded and you'll be able to skip back through this and complete the handout on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and push on through this as quickly as possible, with not too quick, but relatively quickly. And then you'll be able to come back, watch the replay, fill in the handout yourself, which I strongly urge you to do. You made the time to come here tonight. You could be watching TV and doing something, frying your brain, but instead you're here to get this information. It could be because you have a gut issue. It could be because you just love hearing about health, okay? Also included in the handout is a quiz that you can take to just assess what your gut issues may be. Stuff like bloating, how often do you have constipation, things like that. And then there's also tips included on what you can do. We don't ever want to hear about the problem without hearing about how we can solve it, right? Okay. All right, so look at my rebirth. Y'all need to be in rebirth, I'm telling you. These are some loyal sisters right here, boy. I done told them, I even posted earlier today, you guys don't have to come to all this stuff. And here they are. But they want that gut health, amen? So they're ready for it. Okay, so first I want to tell you the 4 things that your body must do. I heard this on repeat. Someone that I love to listen to, his name is Dr. Morse. I want you to know I didn't make this up. He's a naturopath and MD, and he talks about this obsessively, and that is part of what got me obsessed about it, all right? The 4 things your body must do. Your body must digest, all right? The food that you eat, your body must be able to digest it, number 1. Number 2, your body must be able to absorb it. Some of you may be eating foods that your body can't even absorb, okay? Number 3, your body must be able to utilize what you've eaten, okay? For your cells, your body must be able to take the food that you've eaten, digest it, absorb it, and transfer it around to your cells, all right? And then the 4th step, the one we all know about, your body must evacuate, period. And if your body cannot evacuate, baby, if you've ever had a sewer stop up in your house, that is exactly what's happening in your system when you don't evacuate every day. It means that literally all that food from yesterday is just sitting in your gut. And you wonder why your stomach hurts, and you wonder why you don't have any energy, and you wonder why you're exhausted, and you wonder why you feel maybe a little lightheaded, right? You could even end up getting a fever. It could turn into infection because it's literally toxic waste that is trapped in your stomach, okay? Some of you remember I did this series a year ago, right around the same time. I could have just reshared those videos with you, and I debated that for a second, but I said, no. God might have something new for us this time. So let's start over fresh. And that's what we're doing. I want to deepen the impression through repetition of how important it is that you pay attention to your gut. Okay? All right, we got that, the 4 stages. Let me see somebody type that in there. Give me just one stage. Give me just one stage. One of the 4 things that your body must do in order to keep you alive. I'm going to wait until one person types one thing your body must do to keep you alive. And then I'm going to keep going right after. I just need to know that you're with me and you're not just like, oh, I logged on to show her some support, but I'm actually watching Survivor, whatever comes on Tuesdays. Okay. All right, elimination, absorbing. Got it. Good. All right, so tonight we're talking about digestion. What I'm going to do is give you a layman's version of the digestive stages and the digestive process, okay? When you get the handout, you'll be able to go back through and fill in the blank words. You know, we just create this stuff to help people pay attention. That's really all it is. But it also deepens your understanding, okay? All right, so we start with eating, right? Each part of your digestive system works together to help food move down through your body, all right, from the moment you put it in your mouth. And frankly, it doesn't matter if it's a piece of chocolate cake, if it's potato chips, if it's a turkey sandwich, if it's a kale salad, your body is going to do the same process. It's just a matter of whether or not it's effective or not. So each part of your digestive system moves the food and liquid through your GI tract, and then it breaks the food and liquids down into smaller parts, right? Now we start that with our chewing, okay? But then our body has to break it down even smaller so it can dissect the molecules and what all was in there and then make use of it, okay? Once the parts are small enough, then you can absorb and move nutrients where they are needed. Okay, so this cell needs a little bit of this and this cell needs a little bit of that. How amazing is it that your body knows how to take this food and parse it out and ship it off where it needs to go in your system to keep you alive? Come on, that's not just happening, okay, that's God. So all right, so listen, your large intestine then absorbs water and the waste products of digestion, that becomes waste. So that's really it in a nutshell. Your body takes what you have, it absorbs and utilizes what it can, and everything else, it compacts it, okay? Mixes in enough water so that it remains soft. That's why you gotta hydrate. Some of you are constipated because you're not hydrating, so your body doesn't have enough water to mix with the undigestible waste and evacuate it. And just by you waking up every morning and drinking 16 ounces of water as soon as you get up, there you go. You're in the bathroom, all right? So, your large intestine absorbs water and the waste products of digestion become stool. Now, nerves and hormones help control the digestive process. That's a whole nother conversation. Nerves and hormones help to control the digestive process, okay? We're not going there tonight, but that's a big part of how it continues to go on its own, all on its own. Food moves through your GI tract by a process called peristalsis, okay? So that is like a muscle that's wavy like a snake, and that's what helps it to keep moving. You started it, the process, through you putting it in your mouth and chewing and taking time to swallow. And then the process of peristalsis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If there's a doctor on the call, he'll tell me. But that is what helps it to keep moving and moving throughout your system, okay? It's the large hollow organs of your GI tract that contains this muscle, and that's what it is. It's a large layer of muscle that enables the walls to move. So important. The food, then, the movement pushes the food and liquid through your GI tract and mixes the contents within each organ. All the way down, you guys. You ate that meal, you went and laid down. Now your body's like, we got to get to work, right? Okay, so the muscle behind the food contracts and squeezes the food forward while the muscle in front of the food relaxes to allow it to move. So it's going to relax so that the food can move, and the muscle back here is squeezing and squeezing to help push that food forward, okay? All right, does that make sense? Now, very important, chewing and stomach acid is what breaks the food down. So it starts with you chewing. I remember as a kid, my father would tell us, masticate your food. Yeah, he was always, into using big words, y'all. It just was his thing. My father had like a sixth grade education, not a lot of years at all. So he was very self-taught, and he wanted us to learn vocabulary and all that. So he said, masticate your food. I remember as children, we had to chew 50 times before we could swallow. Like, he would be counting sometimes. It was ridiculous. And to this day, I am always the slowest eater at any table because I am chewing and chewing and chewing my food. So I want you to think about that. You should not be drinking, number one, when you're eating. And I'm mixing tips in here, you guys. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be drinking while you're eating because you'll interrupt and interfere with digestion, cause your stomach ache. You're interfering with what your body needs to do. Okay, I know that's a common thing, but just hold the drink until you're done and chew your food to break it down. Then your stomach acid will kick in and do the heavy lifting, okay? Most of the organs inside of your body are naturally alkaline, meaning they're in balance, they're calm and relaxed. But your stomach has got to be on fire, baby, because it has to break down all of this food that comes in so that your body can then dissect it and say, okay, I need a little bit of this, I need a little bit of that, I don't need that at all. We can push that out. Like, literally, your body is doing all of this thinking, all right? So let's talk about a couple of the organs that are involved, all right? So at the stomach, that like we were talking of, the stomach acid, as after food enters your stomach, the stomach muscles mix the food and liquid with digestive juices, all right? And then empty the contents of those digestive juices, called chyme, CHYME, into your small intestine, okay? Now, there are cases where some people have low stomach acid, and the acid in their stomach is actually not on fire enough, and so their body's not digesting for that reason. So that's something to look out for. But for most people, it's really more so what they're eating, okay, that's causing the challenges. All right, the small intestine, the muscles of the small intestine will mix food with digestive juices from the pancreas, the liver, and intestine, and then pushes it forward for further digestion. Now you see why this process takes a while, right? The walls of the small intestine absorb water, okay, and the digested nutrients into your bloodstream. And as peristalsis continues, the waste products of the digestive process move into the large intestine. So imagine that the waste products are going this way, and this is all in the small intestine. It goes from the stomach to the small intestine then further. The stomach breaks everything down. All right, everything gets broken down in the stomach. Then it goes into the small intestine, and that's where it's decided, is this good and we need it, or is this, we don't need this, and we send it out to be evacuated. All right, so that's the difference. And then the small intestine will take it and send to the cells to be utilized, et cetera, for their cells' growth and cell health, which is why cell health is so important. It's actually everything. The large intestine is the waste products. And what's interesting, you guys, about the small and large intestine, I thought this was fascinating, and I know humans made it up, but it's called the large intestine, but it's actually smaller than the small intestine. The small intestine is very long. I don't have the measurements in front of me. It's wrapped tight, but it's much longer than the actual large intestine. Okay, the large intestine absorbs water. Again, we need water, right? To change the waste and the liquid into stool, and then peristalsis, again, the muscle helps to move the stool into your rectum for evacuation. Okay? I'm going to pause for a minute because that was a lot. What I want you to think about, just with what I read already, because we're moving forward, and that's all I'm going to share with you on terms of digestion. There's so much more that goes into it, but I want to keep this light and just kind of whet your interest in it. But this is what I want you to think about, y'all. This is the reason why I've never bought into the whole 6 small meals a day thing. Because if you are consuming and chewing and your body is working constantly, so you heard the whole process that I just explained. If you are always eating constantly, your body is always in motion, digesting, absorbing, utilizing, evacuating. It's constant, okay? And so we need to give our systems a rest. Right now, in the Rebirth Experience, we're doing a challenge called intermittent fasting. I highly recommend you try it. It's not something that requires a ton of effort other than mindset, but we eat between 12 and 8. And then we give our body 16 hours of rest and restoration. So let your cells get a chance to rest. Let your body get a chance to rest. Even your body deserves it. But when you're just constantly eating, I don't care what it is, your body is constantly working. The only thing you need during those 16 hours is water and herbal tea. That's a great time to lean in on some herbs and start taking some herbs to treat different things. Okay? All right, so now included with the handout that I gave you is a link to view a video. Now, it's not gross. There's nothing gross, but it shows the process of food going in and that kind of thing. I mean, again, it's a depiction. It's a video depiction. So you'll find that to be interesting, hopefully. And hopefully also watching it will help to deepen your impression around the hard work your body is doing so that you can start to support your body instead of working against it. Okay? All right, so we're moving here to a close. And I want to share with y'all some tips for good digestion. Now, I want to tell you about all the things you should and shouldn't be eating. I think you already know most of that. Honestly, I think most of you do. All right. And I'm just checking to make sure if anyone else had any feedback on those stages. I want to know, first of all, did you know your body was doing all that work every time you ate something? Does anybody else feel like now they understand why the Bible says we're fearfully and wonderfully made? If I can cause you to be more aware of your digestion, I've done my work. So while you think about that, what I just shared, and share anything in the comments in reference to your thoughts around that. And tell me if you think I, went too fast. I may do something like this and do it in a recorded version to give folks more time to walk through it, okay? But what I want to share with you next are some tips, all right? Now, the first tip that helped me personally was drinking water as soon as I wake up. And I mean like as soon as you wake up. Even if you already feel your bowels moving, drinking water will still help your body. Your job as a steward of this temple is to help your body do what it's already naturally trying to do every day, which is keep you alive, okay? For as long as possible. Your body will fight for you till the end. Your body is fighting for you harder than you are. So sipping water, make sure that the water you sip is warm or room temperature, okay? And you could add a little lemon or lime to it to help alkaline and balance your body, but it definitely promotes good digestion. And you can also drink warm water 30 minutes before a meal to help with digestion. So if you specifically have issues with digestion, try drinking some warm water before. And again, if you have an issue with water, add a little bit of tea to it. I mean, not tea, I'm sorry, a little bit of lemon or something. You could put some cucumbers in the water. Cucumbers are a great thing to eat throughout the day, even for hydration, okay? All right, so that's gonna help you more easily digest your food. Okay, I want you to sit and eat your food. I don't want you to rush through eating. I want you to slowly chew your food and feel grateful that you have a meal, regardless of whether or not it's something you really wanted or didn't. This, I know to some of you, people who are like I used to be, it sounds really silly, but I promise you it works, y'all. I promise you that just slowing down over what you're doing, you're gonna eat less, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna feel more grateful, all those things, okay? All right, now another thing that really helps is self-massage on the stomach. Again, in my periods of deep obsession with mine, if I felt like my bowels needed to move and they weren't, I would have some warm water and I would just rub my stomach in a round motion and just apply a little pressure and rub it and rub it and rub it with the water until I went to the bathroom. All right. So for some of you who leave early in the morning or you're gone all day and you don't like using public restrooms, you can literally train your bowels to go in the morning. Now, today is not the day we're supposed to be talking about elimination, but I guess we'll be talking about it all week. But you can train your bowels to go whenever you want. If you get in the habit of doing it in the morning, doing the massage, drinking the warm water, you should be evacuating in the morning anyway from what you had the day before. But make sure that you rub your stomach in a round motion, you drink the warm water to really get things going, okay? All right, eat fiber-rich foods, okay? Things like fruits and vegetables. Hello, somebody. If you are going days and you did not have any fruits and vegetables, you might be constipated, okay? If you're not constipated, I'm shocked, but hold on because it's coming, okay? You want to limit fatty foods. You want to limit a lot of fatty foods. They're more likely to cause constipation and digestive issues. Definitely come from a lot of fatty foods. That's just another reason to give up animal protein, okay? All right, you want to eat things enriched with vitamin C. Vitamin C can soften the stool. That's what we want, right? Let's be honest. Let's just go there for a second. You don't want to be sitting on the toilet straining. And frankly, you shouldn't even be in there longer than 5 to 7 minutes, all right? If your diet is good and you're taking care of yourself, everything happens really quickly once you go in there. Your body's ready. Let's go. And you will get up and feel fantastic. I'm telling you, you feel lighter on your feet and everything. Why? Because you just got rid of some toxins that needed to go, okay? So vitamin C, broccoli, fruits, strawberries, oranges, kale, kiwi, green peppers, mango has a good bit of vitamin C in it. Get those in. Put them in a smoothie. Add a little bit to the side of your plate. But if you do that, eat the fruit before everything else. Don't eat fresh fruit at the end of a meal, okay? Not good for digestion. Fruit is the easiest thing to run through your system, therefore it should go in the stomach first, and then anything else should go behind it so that it can get out without being trapped by the steak that you ate right after that you know you shouldn't have had. Now everything is all balled up in there together, okay? And we don't want that. We don't want that. Okay, so don't avoid spices. Some people seem to think that you should avoid spicy food. It depends on what it is. If you're having ginger, even a little coriander and things like that, not coriander, cayenne pepper speeds up, helps with your metabolism. But coriander and ginger are great for your digestive system. Also, if you start eating on a regular time every day, your body knows what to do, okay? Because it runs like a clock. It's going to do things according to the clock that you set forth. So as regular as you can be, your body's going to reward you by also being regular in return, okay? Of course, you want to get to a healthy weight. That's going to help your body have to do less work. And then, look, this is one of the hardest ones, okay? Try not to hold it, all right? I mean, you have to go to the bathroom, but try not to just hold it all day long. If you have to urinate, don't just hold it for hours. You end up with bladder infections all the time. It'll just cause your kidney problems. And here's why. Let me tell you the why. I think you already know you shouldn't be holding it, but here's the why. When you hold in your bowels for a long time or the urine, your body is like, well, let's run it back through the wash again, guys, and see if there's something in here we can use. There's not. That's why it was scheduled to be evacuated. But your body takes it back. Like, you know how you feel like you have to use the bathroom and then it goes away? Your body took it back because it's fearfully and wonderfully made to try and use it again. And you end up actually absorbing some toxins that your system needs to get rid of. Okay, so I think you need to know that why so that you can make it a priority. Plan out the bathrooms that you know that you're comfortable going to. Line that seat with a whole bunch of tissue. Do what you need to do, sis. Get it out of there. Seriously. All right. Have to be direct with that because people are really literally doing that, and it is not important. I mean, it is not. It is very important. Sorry. All right. So exercising definitely can help your digestion. Don't eat that meal and lay down somewhere. You're, again, peristalsis. It's doing like this. So you need to be, do a light walk or something to help things get going. I think some of us know people who do this. Maybe we don't know why, and then we don't do it. But that's your why, okay? All right, and then I don't want to give you too many tips here, but let me remind you that stress is a factor. We talk so much about food. It's important you know that when you are stressed to the max, it's just so crazy how our body responds. It's not just physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's a spiritual thing. It's all wound in there together. And when you have high levels of stress, you are not functioning properly. You're not going to eat properly. Your bowels are not going to move properly. None of that. Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys with that tip. The last tip I do have to give you, I'm sorry, is late night meals. This is a struggle for me. Coach K is going to be honest with you, and that's something that I'm working to conquer here on the 16/8 intermittent fasting that we're doing in Rebirth right now, because your body needs to rest at night. And when you come back 10, 11 o'clock and you eat something, so this is what I do, y'all. I'm getting ready to close, but I'm going to share this with you guys. I literally have this thing in my mind where I'll say, it doesn't matter if it's an apple, right? You're going to eat something else and your body's like, Bob, no, she's eating again. Get up, right? It's like they thought they were about to get some rest. They thought they were like shutting down shop so that the cells could go and get themselves rejuvenated. And, you know, your stomach is like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? Is she eating again? You know, that helps me just thinking of it in that way, because truthfully, that is what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Your systems is like, look, Ray and Leroy and them in there, and Felicia's like, please stop. Somebody make her stop. Listen, send a virus over there. Remember the last time she had the flu? She didn't eat for 2 days. I need a break, right? It's my break time. That's what your system is saying at night. So I want you to work on shutting it down at 8 o'clock, okay? Eat at 7, or if you have to. Some people don't eat until, I think they stop eating at 6, but there's different ways to do it, but your body needs a long cycle of just rest with no eating so it can have a chance to recover, honey, and recuperate, okay? All right, so if you missed what I said about the handout, I'm gonna put the link right here so that you can go and get it, and then you'll be able to rewind this as many times as you want. bit.ly/listen to my gut. Okay, and you will be able to get the handout as well as a 6-day meal plan. That's my gift to you. Okay, easy recipes, guys. You don't have to follow it exactly. Do whatever you want. I just want to give you something so that you don't just get all this information and then you're like, okay, what do I wake up and do tomorrow? You know, so there's things in there that will really help you out, and maybe there'll be a couple things that you'll like and enjoy and want to kind of add it to your rotation. All right, so meet me back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll be discussing digest, absorb. We'll be discussing absorption. Okay, this is critical, because if your body is not absorbing, you are going to die. I'm saying that in as direct a way as I possibly can. If you have chronic diarrhea, this is definitely, or someone you know, this is definitely something that you need to be listening to, okay, to get rid of that, so that the reason why you have the diarrhea is because everything's just going straight through, nothing's being absorbed. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow night, and then the following night we'll be talking about utilization, and then the final night we'll be talking about actual evacuation and a summary of everything, okay? So 7 o'clock every night. Get on the mailing list, and there'll be a handout that you can use to follow along, bit.ly/listen to my gut, and you can get all of that information. I appreciate you guys joining. If you have any other questions, feel free to post those and I will respond, okay? Thanks, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye.